So I came across this article while searching for some stuff, and I found this one to be a little bit interesting. This one comes from Yahoo Entertainment, and apparently it's talking about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who just recently banned woke words in culture war cluelessness, according to Yahoo Entertainment. But realistically, what they're trying to say is that woke words like birthing person, I don't know, child bearer, chest feeder, some nasty shit like that. Like they apparently banned words like that. Now I don't know to the extent of which this ban actually goes. That's why we're gonna read the article together. And the reason why I'm a little bit concerned is because I don't like banning words. Period. Even though the word is completely stupid, even though the word is completely made up, unless it's on official documents, I don't really like the idea of being able to ban words. That's that slippery slope that we start talking about, and the slippery slope that is the reason why we're here in the first place. So let's get into this article, guys, and find out exactly what they're talking about from Yahoo Entertainment. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. It says Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders on Thursday signed an executive order banning woke and anti-women words from state documents. Oh, there you go. Okay, official documents. Now, I'm a little more lenient when it comes to official documents because that stuff matters. Obviously, it's historical. You need that information to be accurate. You need it to be 100% accurate. And when you come up with these bullshit terms and these ridiculous words, then yeah, I can understand banning them from state documents, but it's still a little bit of a slippery slope for me. I don't know how I fully feel about it just yet, but I think I'm more on the side of banning this nonsense if it's on official documents like that. The culture war salvo got a thumbs down from the ACLU and LGBTQ plus advocates. Of course it did. Why wouldn't it? These LGBTQ advocates, they really must be unemployed because they literally do nothing other than complain on Twitter about nonsense that doesn't actually matter to them. It says Sanders, a Republican who served as White House press secretary under Donald Trump, aimed her wrath at inclusionary language. Inclusionary language, not made up language, but inclusionary language. Okay, specifically around gender and childbirth. Oh, here are the forbidden terms, and they're now mandatory replacements per the order. Okay, let's see what this said. Rather than pregnant people or pregnant person, use pregnant women or pregnant mom. Well, I mean, that's scientifically accurate. Rather than chest feeding, use breastfeeding. Like we've always have. Like, I don't understand how any of these became, like, how did this become mainstream? I don't even know. Rather than body fed, that just sounds nasty. Or person fed, use breastfed. Person fed? Person fed? Like, this stuff sounds nasty. Rather than human milk, oh my God, Jesus. Use breast milk. Rather than birthing person, use birth mom. Rather than laboring person, use birth mom. Rather than menstruating person or menstruating people, use women or women. Rather than birth giver, use women. Rather than wominks or women, use woman. These words are so stupid. Who comes up with this stuff? Like, seriously, I can literally picture in my mind the blue-haired, like, 15-year-old girl that is on Twitter making this shit up. Like, I really can imagine that look of that person. You guys know, like, you can see it in your mind what that Emily looks like. It's probably a girl named Emily. She's got BLM in her bio. She's definitely got a couple of rainbow flags in her bio. Guarantee you she says trans lives matter. All this other stuff. That's the person who is making up these terms. Birth giver, wominks, women. Like, that is the people who are making up these terms, and they're really thinking they're doing something with their lives. It's ridiculous. So then she says, enough trying to erase women and girls. I agree. The governor said at a press conference, which can be viewed below, enough denying our biological differences from men, and enough of the craziness that is taking over our country. Today, we're taking a stand against woke nonsense, she declared. Even Arkansas Surgeon General Dr. Kate Chandler chimed in. Our governor won't let political correctness get in the way of silence, Chandler said. Well, I agree with that 100%. There is no reason why political correctness, anything, should be getting in the way of science. The whole reason why science exists is to try to make everything as accurate as possible and scientifically true. And we all know men and women are scientifically true, and anything else that is mentioned is nonsense. The only variation that has ever existed is people who are actually intersex by birth, and those people usually get the care that they need to live the rest of their lives, and that's basically it. This whole transgender ideology nonsense, this is a progressive ideology. This is something that's a fad right now. This is something that people are actively partaking in simply because it benefits them sociologically or financially. If you are like want to talk about Dylan Mulvaney or something like that, yeah, there is financial gain to be made from someone who decides to put on a wig. That is absolutely true, and it usually only means men who pretend to be women. I never really see anybody other than maybe Ellen Page who became a man, and I tried to get some sort of financial clout from it, but even her didn't really work that well, right? Nobody really talks about Ellen Page at all. It completely died off. She got a little bit of press when she did it, and that was basically it. Nobody really cared. Nobody really spoke about it. It was that it was done. It's not like Dylan Mulvaney or any other man who puts on a wig. Those tend to go much further in the discussion of nonsense. It says the degree to which the language had appeared in state business appeared unclear. Sanders cited one instance of a word used at the health department and said others had been reported to her office. The NBC affiliate Clark reported, gender-neutral terms for childbearing have emerged to accommodate transgender and non-binary people in the process. The ACLU called the ban divisive and an attempt to erase marginalized groups, CBS affiliate THV11 reported. Well, that's funny, isn't it, ACLU, that you consider them banning these terms to be divisive in an attempt to erase you. But the funny thing is, you're perfectly fine with erasing biological women that outnumber you probably 2 million to 1. It's ridiculous. Why are we trying to erase normal people? Why are we trying to erase the masses just to try to make this extremely small minority feel comfortable or accommodate them? Like, that doesn't make any sense. They are accommodated enough as it is. They have all the rights that everybody else has and then some. It says when we go down this road, when we use language to drive exclusion, that exclusion can have horrible outcomes that could generate hate. Joe Johnson of Central Arkansas Pride told Clark. Sanders hyped her anti-woke order on Fox News Hannity. Later in the day, journalist Aaron Rupert, who posted the introduction, sarcastically summed up the silliness. Sarah Sanders is really addressing the vital issues facing the people of Arkansas, he wrote. Well, it sounds like you're a hater. Sanders banned the use of Latinx and the teaching of critical race theory on her first day back in office in January. Wow, all right, so listen, Sarah sounds pretty based. She sounds pretty based, and it seems like she's doing some good work. Okay, I'm all for banning this bullshit Latinx nonsense like that. I'm all for that. That word is just such an insult to Latino people. But the funny thing is, again, I have to reiterate, this is a slippery slope, right? When you start banning terms that people are allowed to use freely, it starts to become something like, well, what else are you going to ban? You're not going to stop there, right? Like, power easily given is not power easily taken away. So you're never going to really stop. Once you get the fix and the itch of banning certain words that you don't like, eventually becomes a point where you're not going to stop. But here's the thing. When it comes to gender ideology, expression, all this other nonsense, or descriptive speech in state documents, or even hospital-based documents, anything that needs scientific fact in order to be historically accurate, I think that, yeah, you should ban the use of certain ideology-based words that are going to fade away with time. Let's be real. These words are not going to exist 20 years from now. They're going to fade away with time because the fad always ends up going to something else. So why are we going to make historically based documents have these terms that are becoming like completely useless 20 years from now? It doesn't make any sense, and it won't make any sense for any kind of records to get stored. So I understand banning it from official documents, but overall, I still think it's a slippery slope, and as long as they handle it correctly and with care, I don't really have a problem with it, but time will tell what they decide to do. But so far, it seems like they are definitely going after this woke nonsense like they said. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.